The law requires that all the information be posted publicly. Are you committing to do that?
A congressional hearing room is used to tense moments, but the silence that followed Congresswoman Grace Meng's question was different. After nearly 90 minutes of routine testimony, where FBI Director Kash Patel repeatedly assured lawmakers that the Bureau maintained a robust counterintelligence capability against potential Iranian threats, Meng calmly placed a small index card on the table with that very word written in bold capital letters. She then read from Patel's earlier testimony before the Senate Appropriations Committee, where he had stated that the FBI possessed a robust counterintelligence operation with full capacity to handle threats connected to Iran. Patel confirmed the quote, appearing confident that his statement accurately reflected the Bureau's capabilities, but Meng had brought more than a transcript. From her folder, she produced a classified internal assessment prepared by the FBI's Office of Strategic Analysis only 2 weeks earlier, and placed it face down on the table before turning it over for the committee to see. The document described the operational status of a specific counterintelligence unit known as CI-12, the Bureau's primary domestic team responsible for tracking Iranian espionage and related threats inside the United States. Instead of robust, the assessment used a starkly different phrase, capacity degradation. Meng explained that just days before Patel's public reassurance, 12 agents from CI-12, including its section chief and a key analyst responsible for maintaining confidential informant networks in Iranian communities, had been abruptly terminated. According to sources familiar with the situation, the firings had been described internally as devastating, because the informant relationships those agents spent years building could not simply be replaced by new hires. Meng also cited a statement from the Society of Former Special Agents of the FBI warning that the dismissals seriously undermine the Bureau's ability to address growing national security threats. With those documents on the table, she summarized the contradiction for the record. The FBI spokesperson had called the program robust. Operational sources described the firings as devastating. The Bureau's own internal analysis reported capacity degradation, and former agents said the decision severely weakened the workforce. Then she asked the question again, if CI-12 had suffered capacity degradation after losing its most experienced personnel, how could the director describe the program as robust under oath? Patel responded cautiously, saying operational assessments are dynamic and that the FBI's overall counterintelligence posture cannot be reduced to the status of a single unit. But Meng countered that CI-12 was not just any unit. It was the Bureau's primary domestic counterintelligence group focused on Iranian threats. As the exchange grew more tense, Patel instinctively pushed his chair several inches back from the table, while his attorney briefly stood to request a recess so the director could review the classified document. The committee chairman denied the request and ordered the witness to answer. Cameras in the chamber locked onto the witness table as Meng calmly reiterated that she was not asking about media reports or anonymous claims. She was asking how Patel's sworn testimony could be reconciled with his own agency's internal assessment. Patel repeated his technical explanation about dynamic operational frameworks and nationwide capabilities, avoiding a direct confirmation that CI-12 itself remained fully functional. Meng concluded by placing one final fact on the record. Shortly after the firings, and during the same period when tensions with Iran were rising due to military action known as Operation Epic Fury, investigators were examining whether a shooting incident in Austin, Texas, might have been influenced by events tied to Iran. She emphasized that she was not claiming a direct connection, but noted that the agents who would normally track such domestic threats had been dismissed days earlier. With that, she closed her folder and ended her questioning, leaving the room in complete silence for several seconds as lawmakers, reporters, and cameras focused on the unresolved contradiction between the word the FBI director had used, the words appearing in the Bureau's own internal documents, devastating and capacity degradation.